This is the story of us, of the Lawns. Hi guys,
Hey.
welcome to our YouTube channel. I can't believe we finally decided to say, well, we still don't know if this is going to be our first video. So if you see this, it's going to be our first video on YouTube. We've been postponing it for the longest time because we were kind of scared to come into YouTube.
And we wanted to just do a little bit more on the TikTok first and sort of figure out what people liked, what people wanted to see.
Now we decided to take the plunge, so we're going to start by introducing ourselves and how we met. I'll go first. So my name is Osato. I am Nigerian, and 2 years ago, that was September 2022, I came into the UK to get my master's degree, and I decided, you know what, why not? Maybe I should join a dating site because I'm an introvert. I don't like going out or meeting people or anything. So I knew in my heart that there's no way I'm going to meet someone if I don't try the dating apps. And I just don't know why I had it in my spirit to do it, but I was like, you know what, I'll try the dating app. And that is where I met this beautiful man. So do you want to introduce yourself, Baba?
Yeah, I'm Richard. I suppose I went on to Match because I was starting to get a little bit older. I hadn't really dated that much, and I kind of thought, am I going to regret this later in life? Like I was at that point where I was like, you know, I'm probably just going to be single, never get married. I've just got to accept this life. Yeah, but I thought, well, I'll go on Match because later in life, at least I can say I tried. And I went on there, and I was on there a couple of years, met some people, they didn't work out. We're starting to get a bit disillusioned with Match, and we're starting to think, you know, I have tried this, which is what I always said I was going to do. I've not found anyone. Is it worth backing away from this? And then I saw Asato on there, took a chance with her, and turned out to be one of the greatest decisions of my life.
Oh,
So,
love that.
yeah, there we go.
I know, it's a bit cheesy, but it's crazy because Richard literally, that was his last month on Match because your subscription was going to expire that month.
Yeah.
And I kind of was just like on there to say, you know what, I'll give it a try. I did just 3 months, and I was like, if my 3 months subscription expires and I haven't found someone, I'm giving up on dating. And it's like literally 2 weeks after I joined Match, I met my husband.
I feel like you just started and I was just ending, and we just.
So it was like we were both at pivotal points in our journey.
I'd say
I was
so.
at the beginning, you were at the end, and it just feels, now that we talk about the story and we think back on it, it just feels like it was meant to happen.
Yeah, definitely seems that way.
So yeah, that's how we met on the dating app, because I usually get this question on TikTok a lot. So I was like, I'll do the video to let everyone know we met. Richard always says that when we started talking, he thought I was not interested because I was such a bad chatter.
Yeah, because I think I'd found out, because I'd been on for as long as I'd been on, a couple of years. I quickly found that if someone didn't reply to you within maybe a day or something like that, chances are cut your losses, move on, because they're not interested.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
because you're meeting so many people, I mean, I wasn't going through reams and reams of people. I was being selective, but on dating sites, you can't always wait around before you're thinking, right, I need to maybe just move on from this. This isn't working.
Yeah.
I don't think you were the greatest at replying back, because we started
Yes.
messaging and you were giving me like really short answers. And that's another thing I found. If someone's just being very blunt with you, not blunt, but just brief sentences, I took that to mean disinterest, which, as we found out, isn't necessarily always the case.
It's not necessarily, because for me, I'm not like the best chatter in the world. I'm so good with giving straight answers, like quick answers. It's when the conversation started to develop, we started to see a sense of humor in each other. That was when we really started having great conversations, and you were like, oh, do you want to meet up for a coffee?
One of the maybe the misconceptions about dating sites, and maybe we can get into this in videos, but it's the sort of male perception of them and the female perception that I think is sometimes easy to forget. So I can understand more now why women might be quite brief and seemingly blunt to men, because women will be getting so many more messages than men. And so
Yeah, I feel like there's some men as well that they would get a lot of messages.
yeah, but I reckon the average man probably doesn't get that much. So
Yeah.
you'll send out messages as a man. Maybe you'll send out 5, 6, 7, and I would probably say the men are maybe eagerly waiting a response more than a woman who's probably getting lots of messages, lots of attentions, filtering through, can't respond to everyone.
Yeah.
So I think the dynamics between male and female in dating is something that probably needs to be talked about.
Yeah. Fast forward to our first date. Now that you guys
Well,
know.
hang on, because we actually, do you remember? We actually phoned each other.
Oh,
Do you
yeah, I
remember
forgot about
that?
that.
Yeah.
So after we've been talking, because you said, "Can we go for a coffee sometime?" And I was like, "Yeah, coffee sounds great, but do you mind jumping on the phone call first?" Like,
Yeah,
because you could
which is
make,
understandable.
yeah, you could make video calls on the app, and I really wanted to see the person that I've been chatting with just to make sure like that person is real. And we kind of jumped on a phone call. It was a bit awkward at the beginning, but
I think
it
it
wasn't bad
it
for a
always
first
is.
phone call.
When you very first meet someone, it is a little bit awkward. But I think we quickly saw something, both of us, didn't we? Because
Yeah.
I remember I feel like I came off that phone call and was just like, oh wow, like
Really?
this is someone different.
Were you not like expecting the kind of conversation that we had?
I mean, this is another thing about it, because the whole time I'd been on Match, I'd never like messaged a Nigerian or
Like
a black person. It was always white people. It was just more, you go for your comfort, especially when you're on those profiles and you're skimming through people. And I think it's easy to just see, I'm a white person, that I make assumptions then that maybe our culture's the same or will connect to the same.
That's not always the case.
Yeah.
Because the way we connected, like I always tell people, is like from the first phone call, from the first conversation, you could tell that the connection was there, because it was a bit awkward, but it's expected. If I was speaking to anyone else, it could have been awkward at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then we quickly connected, conversations were good, and you even said that you were not so much of a chatter or a talker, but with me, like you wanted to speak to me.
Yeah, and I think that's why I was more surprised, because I didn't know what to expect from our conversations in a way. And it kind of made me feel really relaxed very quickly to know, oh, like we've got good rapport, like we're good talking to each other.
We had the phone call was good, and then we decided to meet up for a coffee. What did you think about our first date? I feel like we should be talking about this in another video.
Yeah, we kind of first met in like central Manchester. It was kind of that, it probably does sound like that cheesy movie moment, but like I was coming down to meet her, and I could see like obviously seas of people like milling about, and I saw her, and I obviously knew you from the pictures, but I was just like, there she is, and I was just like, wow. Like I was just like, I'm punching here. Like you were really attractive. And then I think you instantly put me at ease, because you were like, you had energy and you instantly linked arms with me. And I remember the trouble that I usually had with other dates is that I'd always be in my head thinking, should I touch, when to touch, how to touch? And I think that is when you know that isn't the right person for you. If you've got those things in your head, that is when you're thinking of the wrong types of things. And I knew then that once we'd had that instant connection and we linked arms, I didn't have any of that in the back of my mind. I could just focus and concentrate on you and the discussion and the moment.
And before I got there, we kind of like sent pictures of each other, just for him to know what I was wearing, you know. And then I remember in the message when I was telling you that I was almost there, I said, when you see me, make sure you hug me. Do you remember that?
I do remember that,
because I just wanted to put you at ease, because the first time you really don't know, should I be hugging this person? Should I be, you know, just a handshake? How should I do it? So I think that's really helpful. So if you're thinking of like, if you're using dating apps and you're meeting someone potentially, just say something to them that will put them at ease. Let them know how you would like to be approached the first time, because trust me, it is not easy.
Because you'd said that, I didn't have in my head how we're going to meet, how's it going to work, are we going to stand there? Like all that was dispelled by you saying, it's fine if you want to do a hug.
Yeah.
And that again is when I could just focus on the moment, and I felt
Mhm.
very at ease very, very quickly. And I think that that's probably what really helped.
Yeah, and it was great. And like I always say, but I feel like we should save this for the next video. So in the next video, we're going to tell you guys all about how our first day went. It was perfect. I absolutely loved our first day because
It was a good one.
it was from the first date that I knew that I like this could potentially be something.
Yeah.
You always know we had a 3-1 first date.
Yeah.
I think we had a 3-1 first date.
And
We've talked
rambled
way
but...
too much. We've rambled on for the first video. We just wanted to give you a little introduction about how we met. So welcome again to our channel. What you should be expecting from our channel. We're just going to be posting about our love, about how to navigate dating, because we know how hard it is to date in this day and age. So how to navigate dating, how to navigate dating apps, how to handle interracial relationships, because we are pretty proud to say that we have a pretty good relationship. Like our lives and our cultures are kind of blended seamlessly, that it's not forced. So we'd like to share that to see how we can help people with that. So if you have any questions, leave them in the chat box. We will always do videos to answer your questions, and we're so happy to take you along on this journey. So thank you guys for watching our video. We will see you next time.
See you.
Bye.
Like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. We're gonna have to get used to that now. We don't say that on TikTok.
Like and subscribe, please. Bye.